observed, and welcome back, all you four-color funny book aficionados. This is US Comics Cast, your HQ for all things comic book connected. We are John and Charlie Rivera, the co-founders of US Comics, motherfucker.
I feel like you have more words to say.
No, that's all I got. That's all I got.
All right, wish me happy Comic Book Day observed.
Happy Comic Book Day observed. Don't touch me!
Happy Comic Book Day to you and to everyone listening and watching today. As always, we are brought to you by Sergeant Finesse Gaming and Bad Mary Band. If you haven't done so already, please hit that comment section like you're a shape-shifting alien that just wants a permanent address for your Amazon deliveries.
I will say this.
I read it last week. I fumbled it. Great read, me.
That was solid.
Great.
Not quite as good as a self-congratulatory fucking speech afterwards. I will say this.
Yes.
To all those shape-shifting aliens looking for a permanent residence for their Amazon deliveries, if you gotta make a return, I highly recommend going to Kohl's.
You definitely bought something. They gave you that Pandora coupon, and you bought yourself a charm bracelet.
Because I already had replaced my bag. So I was like,
you have.
now we get, well,
Those are very short shorts out of frame.
Do what you gotta do.
Those are mid-thigh shorts. You would have,
baby.
You would have needed mid-thigh shorts if you took the trek to San Diego for fucking Comic-Con.
Don't you ever take my fucking shit topic. I would have needed those shorts if I had taken the trek
yours.
to San Diego, a.k.a. a whale's vagina Comic-Con.
That is a fact. We are live, by the way. If anyone wants to comment in on how hilarious and the topical nature of an Anchorman quote we both were desperate to make.
Yeah. It was literally a fight to get there.
It's true. Chris is here, though, and he hasn't forsaken us. And we're talking
about
whale vaginas.
What's going on?
We might get demonetized for whale vagina talk 3 minutes in.
Oh, no.
But...
what a shame that would be.
Fuck, I have to refund those 2 stars I sent us.
It is worth it to get those whales represented because, frankly, I think that we've ignored their plight.
I identify as a San Diego.
And their Virgingas too long.
A San Diego.
Yeah, you're a Sandy. Anyway, so, here we are. We have just indeed wrapped up, not us personally, because, we haven't been to SDCC.
I don't go unless I've never gone.
I would very much love to go to San Diego Comic-Con International. I was close, so I happened to be in LA days before.
You were in LA.
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 I wanted to make sure you understood me.
I loved it.
Trash accent. So yeah, literally days before San Diego was about to pop off.
Were you working?
No. It was like every day was accounted for. But you know the level of pain? It's like imagine you're riding the subway in the city, God forbid. But you're riding the subway in the city, and you are you don't have tickets to New York Comic Con. Clearly a better Comic Con. And you just see the signs, the posters.
That's the problem.
Even worse, people in cosplay. You motherfucker.
You're very early.
Son of a bitch. Maybe. Yeah, maybe they're testing the fucking
just a fun fact. You painted a perfect narrative. I botched it because I went back to the LA part. Thank you for covering for me.
You're welcome.
I was in New York Comic Con, fully dressed as a Ghostbuster on the subway once. And I always wear like black medical gloves because I don't like touching people. And they insist upon like high fives and handshakes for some goddamn reason. Not in the movie. There's no fat Puerto Rican Ghostbuster yet. On the subway, though, bro, a homeless guy came by.
Though.
That's true. Fucking shout out to the best Rivera. A homeless guy came up and, like, wanted to touch people. And I was like, what's up, man? I fucking high-fiving, shaking hands. I mushed his hair like he was a puppy.
Oh, dude.
It was fucking great. And then those gloves went acid burned through, like, almost burned through.
Except that they didn't light on fire at first. Like, oh, shit, what have I gotten myself into?
Exactly right.
But, yeah, just to take it all the way back.
Whale vaginas.
San Diego's whale vaginas. San Diego Comic-Con has gone off. Now, I don't know about you, but immediately when all of the kind of like
strikeage?
Yeah, like all of the fallout of the the writer's strike and then added to it by Sag-Aftra, all of
Feels
the actors.
like Fallout.
Oh, it totally is. 100% is. I mean, the only thing that took them off the strike, the fucking strike lines, was the incredible heat. It was like 200 degrees out there.
I mean, that
for a few
$250
days.
fine that the studios got for chopping down all the trees that provided shade, that'll fucking show them.
Oh my
$250
God.
to the studios.
Fuck the suits.
Dude, fuck the suits.
Unbelievable. But my first thought was, and for the first time really, because San Diego, for anyone who is not a habitual follower of bullshit like the two of us,
We're professional bullshitters, is what I
San
heard.
Diego Comic-Con is kind of like the start of the season, so to speak.
My God, yeah.
Then you have like these little ones and poor.
It's like reverse Super Bowl.
It
The
really
biggest
is.
one is first.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, because it's debatable now between the sides, because due to the strike, we did not have at San Diego for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
No panels with all the fucking
Yeah, no, like,
actors.
Hollywood panels.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about. The Hollywood.
Yeah, I just wanted to be specific.
Because the thing about it, Charlie, don't forget, people at this point are like, they purely attribute the importance of the comic book, superhero, spandex-clad do-gooders with the big screen. Like, people forget, or it just doesn't occur to them, this stuff has an origin, and it all goes back to the comics. Without the comics, none of the cinematics would be, none of the TV shows would be possible. And without the artists, none of the comics would be possible. The comic, the artist, the writers, and just let me get the thought out.
Yeah.
Because this is really what I want to focus on shared. The fucking got it back, baby. They got it back. This San Diego, specifically Comic-Con, was a throwback, man.
Yeah.
It was like somebody got in the DeLorean and they took it back to 82.
Yep.
And they said, oh, okay,
It's like long boxes as far as the eyes can see.
This is the reason why we go to comic book conventions. We go to see the artist. We go to get our books autographed. We go to get the fucking type of merch, the type of collectibles that you can't get anyplace else.
Yeah, well,
like that was the specialness of conventions, and this time it was a full throwback for a shitty reason.
For a shitty reason, but what was cool about it, and fun fact, this is totally my segment because I'm also doing pitch at the end. So like, just so we're fully aware, you corrected me and I acquiesced like a little bitch because we're live on a Friday,
Charlie,
and I'm all through. I'm like, yes, you right, massa
book.
I fucking
Charlie rolled over. He's like, "Oh, pat my belly."
That's true.
I'm sorry.
That's true. I fucking gave in instantly. You sack of shit because I had a whole format. I wrote out you just like a fucking
shut the fuck up. This is what I'm talking about. So what happened was this.
This is proof that the aesthetic elite think they can fucking bully us fucking those the real comic fans. Goddammit.
Whatever.
The biggest loser, because I wanted to talk about winners and losers. The biggest loser out of Comic-Con this week was Hollywood, or as I like to call them, Hollywooden, because we proved the minute, thank you, I stole it from John Leguizamo, the minute they gave us an opportunity to take it back, we said, sure, Hall H is empty, you're not going to have fucking 85 people from Marvel disappointing me left, right, and center, you're not going to have Ezra Miller show up in the corner but then leave right away because he's not allowed to talk. We got video games.
And rightfully so.
We got video games take over, we had animation take over. Now, given... Real quick shout out because obviously we stand with the strikers. Something I failed to mention on last week's episode: the animators are not on strike because when animation came into popularity through Disney, he fucked them. He was like, "Don't worry about a union. I'll take care of you." And now what happens is they're like fucking. They work for pennies on the fucking dollar. They get no back end because they have no goddamn voice.
Seen fucking the CGI recently would know. Like,
fuck yeah. Well, poor.
You have them.
Get them a union.
Relax,
They would.
relax.
I'm good. I'm fine.
Is this thing waterproof?
I'm so mad. Yeah, it's waterproof enough. He was pointing to a keyboard. Audio listeners. And video. No, you guys can't see that low. The only reason I bring that up is because I think they are wildly underrepresented.
Of course.
And I think the rest of the strike is even more important because we will be getting animated content in this era that we pay for in the coming months and years.
Will we, though? Because the voice actors fall under the same.
They're just
union
gonna
rules.
become bad. Like it's gonna be the equivalent of real. They're gonna get like the Golden Bachelor to record a voice. I'm sure like non-union workers. With all that being said,
if they use non-union voice talent, that is a real fucking.
well,
Then what I think should happen is when everybody is back to work, which obviously we're all hopeful
Fuck yeah.
that that they figure it out, and that like basically how I feel about that is how I felt about Saquon Barkley. I'm like, please, motherfucker, just get to camp.
Yeah.
I really don't care. But secretly,
that reference, no
I
one
hope
listening
you're
to this
paid.
show
There's like
understands.
17, 18 people who are both New York Giant fans and also tremendous geeks. So shout out to you guys.
Shout out to
girls.
Steven and Chris.
Casey, Sean, come on, bro.
Fair enough.
I got a whole fucking Andrew. Like, we got a whole thread of comedy.
The last thing I want to say about it, because it does feel very scabalicious, because I don't even like the fact that the fucking unions have allowed some actors to break the monetary rule and film like almost indies.
Yeah,
and the contract is that if they go to streamers, because some are intended for streamers, I'm not going to name names because I'm not well versed on this enough. Then we'll get back to San Diego.
Aubrey Plaza was fucking pissed about it.
But it's worth being fucking pissed about, because that is not the same as a real independent that's going to go through independent goddamn distribution. If you're going to go through a streamer like Netflix, Disney, Paramount, HBO, whatever the fuck,
all of them,
you can't say
Amazon.
For this product that we're allowing our union people to work on, which they shouldn't be fucking allowed to. Shame on the union. They have to promise that if the streamers release
saying
it,
that the nanny did something wrong.
shocker. Other than that fucking annoying voice
He's
and
a nanny
knockoffs.
hating son of a bitch.
But my point is, and then I will get refocused on the topic. My point is, though, they're going to go to streamers, and for these specific movies, the streamers are going to do the right thing about pay and rights and shit. That's called. Sarah Silverman put it best. I think she had it up on Instagram or something, where she's like, that's called fucking solve the universal problem. Yeah. There shouldn't be 10 projects that have the right thing done because they need whomever the fuck. Again, I'm not going to name the talent because it's fucked up.
I think, though, if I can play devil's advocate a little bit.
Please do. But then I do want to get us back
massively underrated fucking Pacino Canuna vehicle. Also, as well as certain very, very famous pair of boobies, which are fun to look at.
Hooah!
So... with the smaller independents,
sure.
You also have those people who, a lot of them, that's their first real stab at it.
Sure.
Right, and I'm not talking about just the on-screen talent, because those are the people that we kind of see and associate with those projects, but like the directors, the writers, like the behind-the-scenes staff, it affects everybody. Like right now on the news, you'll see a lot of stories about restaurants that fucking are struggling, like COVID level struggling because that industry is shut down. There are specialty businesses. Motherfuckers are like, I rent lamps to the studio production companies. Like that's my gig, and like not just lamps, but obviously if they need to make somebody look like they have a fucking loft apartment in San Francisco and it's 1937, you gotta go get that shit from someplace. There's people whose jobs that is, so it affects multiple
absolutely
industries. So I will say this though, on a smaller project, I really boil it down, it's always to money.
Sure.
So whereas an indie, where an indie has most in common with straight to a streamer, is in the total amount of dollars that go in whomever's pocket. I think that's where that's where I would argue that's where the similarities are most important.
If I may play devil to your devil's advocate, there's
like robot devil
built into the union contract. Yes, robot, bite my shiny robot devil ass. There is already a money line drawn into the union rules. So like Kevin, I'm not a total hypocrite. It's almost his birthday, and I'm shilling out money this weekend for him. I may have bought him a gift. I bought a rich guy a gift, which is weird. Kevin Smith is filming a movie soon, and he's not breaking the rules, though, because it's under the predetermined, I think it's $5 million. So I don't care if you're a new fucking artist, if you're doing a 5.5 million because Netflix is the one footing the bill and not an indie distributor, like that the budget's like A24 does films for fucking under 5 million that they can do with the current strike, because the issue is the fucking streamers. I'm sorry, bro. Exception fucking denied on my camp. It's bullshit. And I think all of those films should have a little sticker that say Charlie disapproves. Because a lot of people pay attention to that.
Here's the thing, Charlie, like a $5 million picture, because I'm like Frank Sinatra, a $5 million flick, if you shut that down, you're literally not even a blip on the radar. Hollywood's not going to be like, oh no,
That's
my
the point,
$5 million movie. No. But all of those individuals who will be able to eat.
Gotta suffer.
Nah, that's bullshit, man.
That's the point of a fucking union.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Nah, bullshit to you.
No.
Let's talk about something good then, because this is not the topic.
The point of a union is to protect those that need to be protected and the greater fucking good. So if you can accomplish... So in other words, if I can accomplish something by rationing out the food so that we don't all starve during the winter... Somebody says, well, you shouldn't ration. Just keep everything. Well, then motherfuckers might die before we get to that
But John,
point.
what you're doing is you're giving, you're making exceptions for the same people that are not doing the right thing, and you're putting the ownership not really on anyone but me.
How are they not doing the right thing?
Because Netflix needs to just agree to the fucking what the unions want.
No,
the goddamn union itself shouldn't be making questionable fucking decisions that fly in the face of rules they established.
They established those rules, though they didn't establish those rules specifically for streamers. They folded the streaming rules into what were the rules hold on.
Sure.
The rules that were established for the smaller productions. It wasn't if they said, oh, but if you're a streamer, then you're outside of the parameters that we designed. Now, granted, is it a loophole? Yes.
So they should just be allowed to make a Star Wars.
But no, not a Star
If
Wars.
the union agrees,
who's going to make a $5 million Star
no,
Wars?
you're misunderstanding me. Already, the rule is if you're $5 million or under, you can make whatever movie you want. If you're over $5 million, you're not supposed to be allowed to make a movie.
Right.
And these exceptions are letting streamers like Netflix make $20 million movies.
Yeah, well,
that's bullshit. Okay,
that
never
much,
mind. I was about to have like heat with you.
That much I'll agree with, but you do have to understand, those are exceptions to the exceptions. There's not a million examples of them making Star Wars level flicks. Like Rebel Moon isn't fucking shooting under these type of parameters.
Yeah.
So I
Ellis made me happy though, because Ellis said, "What about the poor CEOs?" Clearly taking a shit. But John, how fucking awesome is it that at Hall H, talking about San Diego Comic-Con,
we are
video games were fucking on full display. So like you got your superhero media that wasn't just the 4-color funnies, because they fucking were able to showcase fucking some amazing games.
Do you remember
how
excited you were when a comic property that you fucking loved made the leap over to a console, or fuck it, man, even a floppy disk? If you go back in the day, if you were down with the Commodore 64, where are my people at?
Dead.
Charlie,
they're all dead.
They're getting there. Certainly taking a little bit longer to get up out of chairs.
Way meaner. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, dude, it's fucking so awesome. But yeah, tell them about the game.
Spider-Man 2 had a huge fucking presence. Apparently, like, it wasn't great.
It looks pretty dumb to me, if I'm being honest.
But my favorite was they held a fucking gigantic Street Fighter tournament. Like, all these elite Street Fighter players, that feels so Comic-Con to me. Like, you have to the left, there's fucking amazing dorks dressed up like... Fucking some of these dorks are the hot as shit. The amount of Phoenix Jean Greys that you go up to and you're like, this must be a model. And she's like, issue 478. I'm like, fuck yeah!
Ew.
Dude, talk about going from midnight to midnight plus. The fact that Spider-Man 2 had this presence like it was a flick, because that's a huge tentpole for the PlayStation platform.
Did you see the trailer, though?
I didn't hate it.
Though I hated the way they made the symbiote look like when he was, on top of Peter. I'm like, well, what the fuck? It looks like he's a modern day tar baby. You guys are not allowed to do that. What's wrong with you, Marvel? Even you can't get away with it.
Chris wants to know if we dressed up. So again, we haven't been to San Diego before.
Not San Diego.
New York Comic Con. We have in fact dressed up. We've been Ghostbusters.
We have a track record.
But we've been the brothers from Boondock Saints.
We've been Boondocks. We got a lot of fucking heat for that.
That's like nerd cred, though. There was a few people that when we were dressed up as the brothers, like, noticed the hand tattoos, and they were like...
So, I was at, wasn't actually Comic-Con even, it was, PAX East.
You're just dressed up like a Boondock Saint at PAX East?
No. So I'm at PAX East, I'm just repping the USComics gear, and I tried to take pics of all the best cosplay, because that's my jam, bro. That is the effort level, the commitment, the
booties,
fandom, the booties, the fucking the lineages, just super impressive. I respect it, and you know, it deserves the love. So the best fucking cosplay, and especially the clever cosplay, I showed plenty of love. Made sure I posted, took a bunch of pictures, and there was a dude. Yeah, actually a young gentleman of color, and he put on the best Ben 10 cosplay I've ever seen. Now that's not to say that I've seen a ton of Ben 10 cosplay.
I'm shocked you know what Ben 10 is.
So was he. I'm like, so
he's like, but you're handsome and have grades.
I took a picture of the chicken he was with, and she looked great. I don't remember what she was, but I remember
Sarah from Ben 10.
So I was like, hey man, I was like, can I take your picture too? You look awesome. And he literally was like, I'm surprised you know who I am. I'm like, fucking come on.
Yeah, hey, fuck you.
Ben 10 for days, brother.
I fuck girls your age all the time.
I will
just
say,
like a
though,
panicked rage.
I will say probably my greatest appreciation comes from the smash up characters. There was this one dude who brilliantly was dressed up as Sailor Moon Knight. Just delicious. Just fucking delicious.
I love
Charlie,
that.
the cosplay was so on point. It was as if Commissioner Gordon hit that fucking hit that symbol. I don't know what the symbol would be for cosplay. Like maybe somebody cutting like
it's someone gluing something at 4 a.m.
Yeah, totally.
The night before.
They're like making their costumes the way fucking Spider-Man really originally made his costume. He didn't have his.
Well, that's how I know it's possible.
To make it.
I've been to so many cons where they've been like banging costumes. Like, oh, you can make a Daredevil costume blind.
100 fucking %. But you're not blind.
You know what
Charlie, the cosplay was out of this world.
Well, my favorite part about cosplay just in general, and thank you, Chris, for kind of bringing it up too. My favorite part is that sort of enthusiasm and kind of setting that mood. So as much as I think they're fucking pricks who need to just pay their people, Disney with Haunted Mansion did some really cool shit. They provided the free buggies to like bring you to and fro, like the bicycle buggies. What are they called?
To and fro.
To and fro. But I don't know if bicycle buggy is it just a bicycle buggy? They were all decked out. They had like fucking black light, and they were made spookified.
Sure.
And what was great was the director did a panel because he's allowed to.
Sure.
And tremendously well received. Spoke very passionately about the project that clearly is somewhat of a money grab, but you can make art out of
7 people who were
bullshit.
Looking forward to that movie.
Whereas Ariel wasn't there, implying she's one of the 7 and has the greatest boobs in the game.
She's 7.5.
Just at least. They did a screening, which was really fucking cool. Like they did just a surprise. Hey, come check this out,
Charlie. This was one of those rare opportunities where fucking where Scrooge gets to show he has a heart. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hollywood studios had this extended 4-day event where they could be like, what day is it? I haven't missed it. And they're ordering giant fucking turkeys and shit like that. This was their opportunity to really show that they had a heart and that they gave a fuck ultimately about the end users of their products, which is us, right? And I made the analogy before, but it really does apply. You know what I mean? Worst part about it is one of my fantasy football running backs is also holding on. I'm like, come on, man, you're fucking with my heart. And
we need a different podcast.
What the hell,
sports.
bro? What the hell?
Talking about like broken hearts though, because there was this great opportunity, and we saw amazing activations. They did like New Orleans from Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire series, which is coming back with season 2. They had they just fucking recreated New Orleans. Futurama had a giant inflatable spaceship and fucking main tower.
Yeah, amazing. San Diego is no
You know
joke,
what
man.
sucks though? Coming on the other side of the pandemic, and it became ever present this year because this was kind of a return to normalcy. That they weren't checking for the COVID has been fought enough that they're not kind of going through any of those. You didn't have to wear a mask if you didn't want to. However, in the time since the last normal San Diego Comic-Con and this San Diego Comic-Con, we've lost so many theaters in that area that there was the Haunted Mansion screening, but there would have likely been a dozen screenings. Scott Pilgrim originally was screened at San Diego Comic-Con as a surprise, and they used local theaters to do it, and they're just gone now. These local theaters are completely shuttered to the point where they're not even temporarily able to be turned back on. But just because
we see it all the time, we hear about it often enough where look, the normal money making process for theaters,
Yeah.
it requires people to be there, right? It's like Oppenheimer dropped, and people were talking about like they couldn't even imagine not seeing that on a big screen, much less a fucking IMAX screen, which like people are buying IMAX tickets, like pre-sold tickets, for hundreds of dollars.
That's crazy.
For the simple fact that people are like, you have to see it.
And they wanted on those
a
specific,
diesel
because they had like
screen.
50 formats, and they
there's
like there was a huge
There's
difference
like
in the
fucking
presentation.
King Kong dick size is even
And then
fucking better.
Ultra King Kong dick size. Just real quick, I wanted to.
Why did that need a punch up? Why did it need a punch up?
I'm sorry. I have no excuse other than enthusiasm. I want to quickly go through some of the winners and losers. These are from our friends at Gizmodo, which sometimes is a pain in the ass. That's the Australian version I got this off of. Funko, huge loser. They had the biggest setup. It was they made a lot of money, but it felt devoid of heart. Was a lot of the reports. They were like, it's basically when Lego was in its like worst era. It was super expensive. They weren't doing anything fun.
Well, I mean, just really quickly to touch on it, since
Please do.
Funko is in kind of a place where, they have, I think, they've lost a little bit of soul in the sense that, like, not the James Brown sense, but
Bum, 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 bum.
it used to be like, well, if you don't catch, I'm gonna take. You talked about games earlier, so Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Fortnite is a prime example of there are certain skins that are available only by accomplishing the season. They tell you, right? And in this case, like currently they have everybody's pushing towards, if they haven't gotten it already, the Optimus Prime skin. That's like the big, even though it doesn't really make sense. They're pushing towards the Optimus
Big
skin.
little Optimus.
Exactly right. And now there's like a second version, which also is it's simply accomplishment based. You got to buy the season, but it's accomplishment based. Now, what would you do if you were one of these people who like day and night were on the sticks and killing little children, and having a good time, granted, and then 3 months later or even 3 years later, you're like loo, and you fucking come across in the store and you could just buy that skin.
Well, what's funny,
that is devoid completely of any type of fucking understanding of their own project. So now to take that back to Funko, it used to be like that. If they vaulted something, like the original Han Solo was like a big fucking deal. And I don't know. It was a big fucking deal. Like, this is vaulted now. We're not gonna put it back out. And then not only did they put it back out, but like with a different sticker on the box, then they had a new mold of the original A New Hope version of Han Solo. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
It should live and die in its form
That's
factor.
it. I'm sorry that you cannot fucking drain
especially
another
like
$12 from me. I got the Millennium Falcon. A better example, I could not get my hands on the original, the Raiders version
Yes, I remember
of
this.
Indy, so I ended up getting like the big fucking pop, and like the idol is almost life size. And then also, as well as, you were good enough to get me the ride, which actually didn't even exist in Orlando, and I've never been to Disneyland.
Yeah.
But the Disneyland version of the Indiana Jones ride
Yeah, it was the
comes
ride,
with
yeah.
like a little, like an
Truck?
on the track fucking
Jeep, something like that.
fake ass Jeep, and it came with that. I'm like, I've never seen this before in real life, but I've got my Indy Pop. Then
I'm a good brother.
Then
That's how this story all equals to me.
then they come out with like new molds. I'm like, nope. I'm calling bullshit.
See, you know what?
That's where they show they're soulless.
The reason it bothers me is like Indiana Jones has a billion outfits. So if you're gonna do the new like cooler molds, do it the shirt torn open.
And
Don't
they
be
did.
so jealous.
And they did.
But
They
I'm
did
just saying,
across
you
the
don't
board.
ever need to like looking at my Scott Pilgrim pops. Do not make another Nega Scott, you dick. Like, you made one, I got it.
And that's what they're doing now.
Of course, it's awful.
We always used to talk about how many fucking licenses they got, and they're like, well, we still got the license, but there's only so many fucking, that's exactly
Alice is right. False scarcity is
Damn
bullshit.
straight. That's a perfect
And
way to
again, they
finish it
still,
up.
let me make this clear.
Sorry,
Their
Alice, I tried.
presence at San Diego Comic-Con, they were successful in what they were trying to do.
Make money.
And that was to make money.
Yeah.
But they are now, I hate to do it, they're on the list of suits for me now.
Yeah, I agree.
Welcome to the club.
And that's a stink that doesn't wash off.
Have
very
less
easily.
opinions about this, but feel free to have an opinion. Walking Dead is fucking living up to its title because they are limping through what's left of them. Hall H used to be jam-packed. These, admittedly, they couldn't have the actors because people were still going to try to below Norman Reedus.
They used to have their own fucking Comic-Cons.
They literally, they were saying, like, it struck no fucking chord. Also, this opportunity this year.
Read the room, guys.
This opportunity, you take a break. You don't have to be done forever. Take a break.
I mean, the comic is done forever.
That's a good point. Well, is it? They're
Yes.
gonna do specials until they fucking drain that. As much as this was a rebuilding year and a unique year, a return to form, one thing they still haven't mastered is like off-site shit. There were so many cool off-site events, but they cannot fucking get these lines to make sense. They do the fucking scan thing like you're at Disney where like you have to reserve it, but then they have walk-ins and then there's 3 lines. Get your shit together. Your San Diego Comic-Con. Same, and this is a warning to New York. Get your fucking shit together. Film screenings I just mentioned. Hollywood lost big time. Directors came across awesome because there are some directors like Kevin Smith before them. Some of these characters can fucking tell a tale, can wax a story, and giving them the opportunity.
I hope directors can tell a story.
But they haven't really had. It's been a long time since they've had the opportunity to speak long form because everyone wants to suck Robert Downey Jr.'s dick.
The other thing,
and everyone leaves poor Favreau's dick dry.
Let's be honest. The average normie can probably name 7 working directors, and point. 2 of them are movies they just fucking saw.
That's amazing. That's like it's depressing.
It is depressing because like if you have a painting that you love, know the artist that made it.
Yeah.
You know.
Just super quick, huge congratulations to Rachel Smythe winning her 2nd Eisner Award for her modern retelling of Persephone and the Hades myth. It's called Lore Olympus, one of my favorite webtoons. Huge congratulations to her. Congratulations to the artist, comic creators.
Sign off on that. I have no idea what it is.
It's fucking dope. You'll dig it. And just in general, what a wonderful, wonderful, fun year. If you don't think that this feels better. There's room when the strike is over to get celebrities, but I love the notion of that being part of the puzzle and not the puzzle its goddamn self. Sure. San Diego taking a little bit of a takeaway from New York because we don't, that New York Comic Con, we don't buy as big of stars to be there. Well, I think this is a nice middle ground.
Yeah, we'll see what happens come October.
That's true, but if you,
because they're already selling those tickets and they're already selling the experiences, the autographs. I don't know why I put the emphasis on the wrong side.
Autographs.
They're doing the photos. They're doing all of that jazz as if there's nothing going on, and they're just kind of like holding their breath and hoping for the best. We'll see, because I do enjoy all of it, but not one. At the expense of the other.
My perfect version is a pizza pie. I need 8 pieces of this fucking.
We're gonna get pizza, Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying, Ninja Turtles comes out soon.
Holy shit!
If you're not excited about pizza, and if you don't think Comic Cons are where it's fucking at, then you, sir, are no better than George Toy Boy Lucas, because that motherfucker's a liar. Do you know how I know, John?
How do you know, Charlie?
Because.
Han shot first, biatch. Salute.
Good luck.
What the fuck was that?
Delicious is what it was.
Stop. Time out. Time out.
Yeah.
Before they come to pump my stomach, for whatever the fuck.
It's like a little bit of everything.
This tastes like jail juice.
Yeah.
My tongue just stopped working.
I made it in the toilet.
Good Lord. just so that we don't get too far away from reality here. The Han shot was something that was created by yours truly out of my love for the character of Han Solo, and also as well as fucking Harrison Ford. And then, of course, our boy Ellis was kind enough to make this outstanding, focus, you bastard, outstanding logo for it. The Han shot is a thing of beauty. It is both strong whilst being exotic and delicious.
Can I just say something?
This tastes like the water on the bottom of a trash can. What is it?
It's a little bit of everything we had. Can I also just say I never wrote down what a Han shot is, so I actually don't know how to make. That's the wrong way. Damn it! That's a window.
No wonder he fucking
and there's an AC in there.
That's some bull fucking shit.
Hey,
That's some
John,
bullshit.
can I ask you a sincere?
What?
Can I ask you a sincere question?
Can ya?
I mean, I can, but like, if I ask, if I'm allowed to ask a question that you may not love,
I mean, why would now be any different than ever before?
because you thought the first topic was yours. Are you prepared for the second topic?
Of course I am.
All right, then take it away, you handsome devil.
So here we are, folks, and this topic has gotten a little bit of heat.
By me.
Yeah, but you give everything heat.
That's
like,
true.
You're a bad barometer.
I run warm.
So matter of fact, I did wear my Tasty Burger shirt for a specific reason. My man Samuel. So they just relatively recently wrapped up the first season, hopefully the last season of Secret Invasion.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm about to. So I do not know if everybody has finished Secret Invasion at this point.
Lucky fucks.
But this will be somewhat spoiler free on my part if Charlie chooses to do otherwise. I can't do it. I can't do anything with him.
You know what?
Look at the shot he just gave me.
You know what, John?
Clearly.
Spoiler warning is in effect for at least my half.
Folks, I tried my best for you. So Charlie, point number one for me. They have to stop taking the namesake of these well-known and often beloved comic book runs. They have to stop it if their intent is not even remotely to echo the actual storylines within. Now, I do realize that Marvel, for all of its size and grandeur and ducats, because of the fact that they still are not in control over 100% of their creative content, that there are certain things that they cannot fucking do, right? For a very, very, very long time, they weren't able to make a Secret Wars because the characters, some of the main characters involved, they had kissed goodbye a long time ago. Now that's starting to change, and Deadpool is actually enacting a lot of change. God bless.
A lot of revenge, hopefully.
But also, as well as Charlie's Secret Invasion, the comic book, and Secret Invasion, the thing that they just put up. Once it started with AI art, you should have kind of known
like,
what
they
you were
fucked
in
us.
for. Like they kind of called their shot. At least they stopped lying at a certain point. Like, haha, I got you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Settle in, because you won't like this. And I really I just didn't like it. Now the bitch of it for me was originally.
You talked so much shit.
I loved the tone though. I'm like, it was something. It could not have been further away from, let's say, Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
If that was their specific goal. But it turns out their specific goal was just to piss me the fuck off. Charlie, it was nonsensical.
It's awful.
It was a fucking bore.
John?
I don't get it.
You know what's on the tip of your tongue?
I don't understand.
You know what's on the tip of your tongue? A ranking. It is the worst thing Marvel has done in live action. It is without question worse than Thor 2. It is without question worse than Love and Thunder. It is worse than Ant-Man.
You can't though.
I'm doing it.
No, let's be fair. Let's only compare
Sure,
Marvel
it's worse
shows
than Miss Marvel.
to Marvel shows.
It's worse than Miss Marvel. You may have liked the tone of that first episode more. One might be for children. One may have the worst fucking part about Secret Invasion. And I apologize already. I already hear myself getting too loud. I apologize.
You started.
The worst part about Secret Invasion is they had the audacity to masquerade themselves as something for an adult when it is one of the worst constructed shows I've ever watched till the end.
They didn't say it was for a smart adult.
John, the dumbest adult would be like, this is fucking stupid. John,
Charlie,
it had the amount of time dedicated to it of 3 motion pictures. They could have done this for 6 hours. Between 2 and 3 movies worth of storytelling had.
Thank God that they didn't.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did they not tell me multiple times in the fucking press, which I know I shouldn't listen to, Were they not? You can read that out.
Ellis contributing, time to use the multiverse to bring back David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
He has to sing though.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
Only in German.
I was so taken aback by how they sold me on this show with like, think West Wing meets fucking, what's that Amazon show that I like with fucking Mr. Fantastic in it? Multiverse Mr. Fantastic.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Mission Impossible. This was supposed to be, to my knowledge, it was going to be a departure from the comic. It was going to focus on Nick Fury, and then it was going to be like a political thriller at worst. You had, fuck me, I'm so sorry, John. You had shape-shifting aliens, and was there ever a nanosecond, maybe minus the last episode, where you had a suspicion of like that a person goes into a room and comes out and they're acting differently? They never did that. The fucking president at the end of this show shows his personality. I had no fucking idea I have no idea who the president was, and they did this thing where I didn't see him a bunch, and I was like, oh, he's def a Skrull, and then he wasn't a Skrull.
Dermot Mulroney.
I mean, the actor, you son of a bitch. Also, the whole show kept saying we're avoiding World War III, and correct me if I'm wrong, kind of starts World War III in its last 7 minutes.
Yeah, but
what a dumb piece of shit. Chris, this wouldn't have been better as a fucking movie. I'm sorry. This wouldn't have been better as a movie because if the people involved with it, minus the actors who were very talented,
Charlie,
this is such a piece of shit script and idea. It drives me nuts.
Chris, it was just not well constructed. Honestly, as someone who writes stories occasionally, it felt like they were just deciding where to go on a weekly basis. Was there a situation where they didn't have the whole thing laid out? Was this one of those projects which was done by committee, which at this point we know just very, very rarely, if ever, works out to a positive result? It was just so ill-conceived, and I think honestly the worst part about it was it is shot well.
It's shot beautifully. And
that last episode probably cost as much as your typical Game of Thrones episode. There was so much, and at this point, in my opinion, decent CGI. Like there were transformations
if you compare
where I said, I was sitting thinking, well, that's a weird choice, because truthfully, if like you're reason taking a shit and reading a Cosmo article, like which Marvel character that's powers do you want? Nobody's gonna say Drax. Just spoiler alert. Drax can't actually turn invisible. As much as he thinks, if he stays still and pulls a John Cena,
what's really fucking cool though?
Oh my god!
You know what's really cool about Drax
dumb.
though? His tattoo or scars, because I never actually knew which one they were. I always assumed they were like tribal tattoos.
I don't think so.
It turns out it is just his skin.
Yeah.
Also,
his kids and wife had that.
Sure. Do you know Cull Obsidian? Do you remember Cull Obsidian for his 11 seconds in fucking Endgame? Do you remember him? He has like psychic alien powers. He's a real snide cunt the whole runtime.
Yes, I do.
Like 3 fingies. Did you know? Did you know he wasn't wearing rings? He wasn't wearing rings. Apparently, part of his hand is jewelry. Because these motherfuckers, in the end, we get 2 Super Skrulls. One turns into Cull Obsidian hand. And no, fuck yourself. You don't want to watch this piece of shit.
Charlie.
John, the rings are part of the transformation. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, no, stupid decisions.
He kicks, at one point there's Hulk foot, including torn Hulk pant.
So
fuck you!
It was as if
motherfucker,
the AI art that started the show was like warning us, because I'm pretty sure at some point one of these motherfuckers had 6 fingers. It was so nonsensical, and the fact that, guys, spoiler alert, and this is only because we love you and we're really trying to ultimately,
don't watch the LSD.
At the same time as we're wasting your time, we do want to save you some time. Honestly, the entire point of the show was to get Nick Fury laid on a regular basis, get him back with fucking not spear, fucking not shield,
arrow.
It's some kind of projectile pointy thing.
Fuck me, what is it called? Someone help me out in the chat.
Is it spear?
No, there is like a spear because of course Marvel there is. There is. It's
What's
two of
the
them.
name of Nick Fury's new
Satellite Fucks?
His new band. But in any case, the entire point was. Honestly, I think it was a setup to the Marvels. Because we already know we're gonna get.
I hope not.
Oh no, for sure. Because we're gonna get Nick Fury. Well, you don't watch trailers. Bless your heart. But
I saw that one.
So we do know that.
But that one also set up a narrative that now doesn't work. Continue. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we know that he's going to be involved with those ladies, but also as well as. Really, I don't think there's no doubt about it. As goofy as the power selection that they gave her, the menu that they gave her, they've established with no fanfare whatsoever. Like, I would argue that fucking Abomination had a better fight sequence in training than these two Super Skrulls had when they threw down. Fucking Homeboy, I apologize, I don't remember that.
The worst tactician ever?
Yeah, but he's also one of the best actors that we've had in a Marvel project. The entire show...
Kingsley is his first name?
Okay. You can see him in Barbie right now. Like, what a waste, what a galactic fucking waste of the acting chops that were at their disposal. No, 100%, dude. 100%. And...
No, you're right.
They've established with the fact that they have now established to date the most powerful fucking like
Gaia
Galactus level.
Is the strongest
she
by
is the most
a mile.
Powerful character.
You have to fridge her.
What she's gonna be.
You have to fridge her.
Well, you gotta do something with her.
Also, tell me if I'm wrong. I saw one trailer for the Marvels.
Now I love her.
Emilia Clarke is. She showed me her boobs so many times. I can't help but love her.
I mean, like the first 5 minutes. What a great first date she was.
John.
Oh, Khaleesi, any day, kid.
John.
I love you.
Gaia being super powerful.
Fine.
And having access to Captain Marvel's power plus all the other powers. Isn't the Marvels about like their light energy is quantumly entangled? So is Emilia Clarke in the Marvels and they just hit it from that first trailer? Is she? Let me ask you this. You can spoil this. Is she in any of the Marvel trailers?
No.
So what you're now telling me is a movie that I was relatively excited about, despite knowing what I know about Marvel. I like the first Captain Marvel a lot. That's one of my preferred Marvel movies.
The first Captain movie was okay.
So now a movie I was relatively excited about, I'm now dreading. Because this version of Nick Fury, he sucks an egg. This fucking show ends with the... First of all, they never answer any questions that they set up. Nick was a total dick to the Skrulls. He fucked one. That's great. She forgave him. But, like, you're letting your people get fucking wiped out? What is her job? They make a thing like she's needed on Earth. Like, I do not know. How the fuck do you explain this to Sam Jackson now?
The way that they set it up, because it is easy to miss, was like she was like his handler. So to use the Jack Ryan...
She was his handler?
Analogy, absolutely. So she was there to, like, she's like the whip in Congress. She was there to kind of direct him so that I mean, I didn't make it up. I just fucking watched it for what it was. She was there to direct him towards the fucking...
Ellis made me happy. Brie Larson's boobs are still in the Marvels. So, like, we're back in.
That is valid.
You know what?
Ironically...
Secret Invasion wasn't so bad.
She didn't get that power. Which would have been... aesthetically, would have been just fucking fine.
She did have the power to keep her fake face on. That's a priority for Emilia Clarke.
Well, you know, they don't want to confuse with... there are so many green people in Marvel right now. That's actually pretty racist. You know what? Now I'm mad. Motherfucker! I am mad.
How mad were you when they did the reveal that clearly they wear cloaking technology, but Emilia Clarke, who seemingly like never changes her face, is wearing cloaking technology, but then when she gave herself Drax arm, she's like, let's show off this green muscle. What a fucking dumb bitch. I hate her. I hate Gaia. I hate Sam Jackson's Nick Fury. I fucking hate his dumb bitch of a wife. First of all,
what does she do?
I can understand that you want to be your true self. You can't hide your pointy teeth. We're gonna make out you got pointy jaws teeth.
Oof. It used to be you would roll the dice if motherfucker had braces.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh,
John,
you gotta wonder, like, did we get to a fight at all this week?
I apologize that I feel like I'm stepping all over your dick on this topic, but like the fucking
it's only fair though because I did try to steal.
True.
I tried to steal the opening.
I won't bring up anything else. I will kick it back to you. Every decision they made in this final episode literally felt like absolutely the worst option.
Yeah. It was as if the show was a collection of fucking splits in the road, of forks in the road, and literally guys, every left they took, they should have made a right. Just for narrative purposes, the thing that you'll care about most, if you haven't watched the whole thing yet, the thing you'll care about the
Brie
most
Larson's boobs
is how angry the writers, because I haven't looked at this. If this is some poor bastard and this is their first foray into this type of storytelling, then I sincerely apologize because you did a shit job. But more realistically, I'm sure that it was a collection of motherfuckers who are like, what are we writing right now?
A bunch of suits.
This is what I was trying to say. Was that the setup has to be for the fucking Marvels, it's gotta be their villain, no? Doesn't Gaia have to be at this stage as powerful as she is?
That first trailer showed some other chick.
Doesn't she have to be? I mean, look,
and also,
there might be some
isn't Gaia now working for
Marvel,
English Nick Fury? Because they didn't tell us who that woman was at all.
God, and I love her. I forget her name, but she is just an outstanding actor. She's great in everything that she fucking does.
They fucked us, bro.
Yeah, they just a collection of nonsense.
Can I ask you a question?
Like, and the worst sin of all, and we keep
go.
on getting away from this, it has less to do with Secret Invasion, the fucking comic, than anything.
You mean the one that opens up with Elektra being revealed as a Skrull?
Holy fucking shit, Charlie.
John, you know what I think is a bigger sin? How is the implication that Rhodey has been a Skrull since he got hurt? So he mourned Tony. That was the Skrull chick that we know nothing about. He fought in the Battle of Wakanda. He wandered around. After the blip, looking for people emotionally destroyed. John, are you telling me that there could have been an opportunity for a subplot about a Skrull who fell in love with the identity that they stole? And then, like, she did lose her fucking best friend? You could have told me that story. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that also kind of Secret Invasion?
Charlie, if God forbid I ever lose my ability to walk, and through your technical genius, you built for me an apparatus that lets me stroll around and dippity-doo-dah all I want, and then one day, just one fucking random day, I'm like, no apparatus on my legs, just automatically presume
You're a Skrull?
I am a fucking Skrull, and I am here to ruin your recollection of one of the best comic book runs that there ever was, and further dilute the now almost entirely water-based Marvel TV fucking properties. And that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, I know paying bills is important to them, but clearly way too important to them. John!
Yes?
Unlike fucking Disney, these charlatans, these fucking scam artists...
Suits! You fucking Mickey Mouse wearing suits.
Just betrayed me. I have become obsessed with, like, YouTube documentaries, and they keep talking about all these fucking scams that people like us accidentally, like, take blood money. They get offered $20,000 to do a fucking ad read, and they're like, I love fucking piratesword.net, and they wind up selling, like, a fucking token or some shit that ruins someone's life. You don't have to worry about this show, and you don't have to worry about that bullshit, because we don't sell out for some random ball shaver that might give you fucking cancer. No! Today we are once again brought to you by one of our absolute favorite bands, and that of course is Bad Mary. You heard them during the intro. You're going to hear them again at the end of the show. If you're wondering where else you can catch their act, you can follow them over at Bad Mary Band across all social media platforms. You can support them over on patreon.com/Bad Mary Band. You can stay up to date at badmary.com for merch and upcoming performances. But my favorite part, John, their entire discography is available on all music streaming services, and to date has given 0 balls cancer.
That's fair enough. But also as well as no preamble needed. Where we dropping? That's with Sergeant Finesse. Guys, big fucking news. The Sarge has put Facebook in his rear view mirror. My man is fucking done with Zuckerberg and everything that they do over there. so wrong. You can find him now gaming exclusively on kick.com. That's kick.com/Sergeant Finesse. Still, as always, outstanding video game content. Multiple streams every day, but soon enough it's going to be just one big-ass, jumbo-sized stream a day, so get ready for that. But still, you're going to have giveaways, contests. Just don't be a sucker. Check him out today. Do yourself a favor. We also, as always, want to throw it out to Joker's stream over on Twitch, just doing that thing. One of our best fucking supporters, always shouting us out, just absolutely outstanding. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much those that matter. But you know what, at the end of the day, new content is important above all else. So maybe we can hear about a little something new.
Why don't you do me a favor, John? Why don't you hit that button? Oh, hello, Mr. Executive, sir.
Excuse me.
My name's
Security.
My name's Charlie Rivera. This is the only elevator. You mind if I ride up with you? I think I have your next big $1 million idea. That's right. I get touchy. I get touchy-feely with the producers. No, sir. I think there is a property that is on the decline. There's rumors of its toy line wrapping up due to low sales.
Marvel?
Next. They're probably next. But until then, I got a movie to pitch you. Do you mind hearing me out?
You have it to the top floor, sir.
I will take it. If you don't mind, I'm going to paint you a picture of the trailer because I think this is going to be our announcement trailer. I think we get people properly fired up. You see Earth, but it is fucking in ruins. You hear a jet coming by, and it fucking pans back, and it is the fucking original style, but today's kind of effects. We're doing models and shit. We want to have a Star Wars vibe. We want to do practical with some CG support. But you see the pterodactyl from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers brought into a 2025 release, we'll say. A 2025 aesthetic. And John, as it cuts through the corner, you see a giant, modernized, but very clearly fucking Goldar from Power Rangers. We are doing a Power Rangers reboot, but we're making it for the PG-13 kids and the people with that collector dollars who want to sell some toys. John, you see fucking gets loaded like it's goddamn Mr. Rivera, sorry. You see it like fucking Top Gun. It comes around a fucking corner, and you see a missile get like rocked into fucking position, and swoosh fucking blows off the side of Goldar. He hits. Boom. Fucking Power Rangers. Lost Legacy. Camera pans fucking down, and the camera's gonna sweep through, and you're gonna see a long fucking base on the moon. Okay? Remember the moon? Oh, sorry, sir.
I do. I do remember the moon.
Camera's gonna come up, and you're gonna see broken Ranger helmets from the original series, from series you don't remember. They're all, again, modernized. We're making new props, but it is very clearly, you're gonna see the Mighty Morphin green helmet shattered. You're gonna see broken fucking swords from Power Rangers. All the corny shit. Not re-gritified. Nothing's in black. It's still these fucking loud-ass colors. But it's in a world that has had some dust on it. Camera pans up, and we see a figure sitting on a throne. I'm doing a Lord Draken movie, the evil version of Tommy. That is our teaser at New York Comic Con that we're gonna launch. Got you a little into it?
I mean, you got us to the third floor, so...
All right. So to not mince any time... we're gonna bring back a lot of characters you're familiar with. Ellis mentions Scorpina, who turned into a hideous monster. Scorpina's still gonna be fucking hot. I'm trying to sell some toys, but I'm also trying to break some hearts.
For the tired working man.
This series takes place about 80 years after the events of the original 90s series. It is, I'm going to go with the parallel dimension just because I do want to pay tribute to the shit, but I don't want to be lambasted to exactly what they did in the original series. So you can choose
the Star Wars,
exactly,
Star Trek reboot,
Star Trekian at its roots. And again, PG-13. We're going to have bright colors. But John, this picks up in a world where Tommy's son is the second Lord Draken. The original Tommy came and went. We're going to see some footage. He actually recorded this amazing announcement for the comic book series. Jason David Frank, who recently passed away, he did footage as Lord Draken. I'm going to reuse that footage. We're going to see some flashbacks at some point. I'm going to pay tribute. I want to throw his family money. But this is about his son. This is about the successor to the Draken name. And what we have is
fucking nepotism.
We kind of have a Star Wars situation Invasion mixed with Mad Max. Earth has fucking fallen. That's right, Chris. May he rest in peace, and may the power protect him always. We have tributes to Bulk and Skull. You got to see old Bulk and Skull, but you see them in Earth.
Are they gonna be 120 years old?
It's gonna be Earth's last city.
Okay.
There's a domed fucking city that the rest of the Earth is scorched. The moon is popping. All the fucking monsters and shit live on the moon, and there's still the new Lord Draken, who's not called like Draken Jr. He's just Lord Draken. His final thing is gonna be to fucking end Earth. Cause fuck him, he's gonna end Earth, and the reason that Earth's been able to fight on is they still have fucking Power Rangers. But these are fucking Power Rangers, unlike the ones we're used to. When they're not powered up, John, they're still rocking the fucking white belts with the blaster, and we have fucking shootout scenes like a fucking western.
Fashion in the future.
Exactly right. We have blaster scenes. The armor is the traditional spandex base is there, but we've added shit to it. We have like shin guards. The wrist bracelets are more in line with the old '94 movie. So there is this like new set of toys we can sell, but you're not losing thread on who's who. You will see a fucking Black Ranger, but he has fucking like body armor worked into his gear, right? In the comic books, the fucking Mastodon sentries have these big blasters. I'm not going that direction, but he has muscled up, and it's not Zack. All the fucking characters we knew and loved have passed on their legacy, except for one. We still have old as fuck Kimberly hanging around, and she's leading the rebellion.
Still gonna be a palm piece.
Still hot as shit. And basically, I'm doing Star Wars through the Power Rangers light ass spectrum. So they're the final city on Earth. It's a domed fucking city. We're gonna battle fucking putties. We're gonna battle monsters. Remember that teaser trailer I did? That's the first and last time we see a not fucked up Goldar. Because Goldar is one of our big sub bads. He's like the second in command. When we see him, we're gonna see him all fucking barbecued from that missile that was only seen in a teaser. We're not showing that scene in the movie. I filmed that shit separate, just for my goddamn announcement.
Just and the toys in the tub.
And what the battle is I'm stealing one of my old ideas that I pitched you years ago, but not on the show. Tommy and Kat had children, according to the mainline story. The thing I'm changing is I'm making 2 kids, and our story follows the rebels. The rebel leader is Kimberly, but the rebels' Red Ranger, and thus the Luke Skywalker, Han Solo of our story, is the female Red Ranger. So her and Draken are siblings.
Oh,
and they're not Kim's, but Kim.
A little bit of Star Wars legacy action.
Exactly, and Kim treats her like a daughter, but this is Kat's daughter. The second Pink Ranger and Tommy wound up together. Fun fact. And we're gonna have an amazing scene for Amy Jo Johnson. We're gonna bring her on board, pay her what she should have been paid the whole time. We're gonna have a great moment between them, where she talks about like she kind of became her adopted mom because Kim fucking died. All the Rangers died. Pink was like the last one fucking standing. And in our final confrontation, we have a fucking duel of the fates. It's the new Draken versus the last fucking Red Ranger, who's again has like the bigger gauntlets, has the power sword can't be manifested anymore, and it's actually broken at the tip, not fully like snapped in half, but the blade is
What have they been telling you?
Took the tip right off, and wears it through a sheath, like she has a sheath on her back. So when she's fighting with the blast or anything, it's kind of ever present. So she has like a red with a little bit of pink highlights, a little bit of black fucking grunge on it. She has almost like Tomax and Zammot from G.I. Joe. She has that sort of setup, like a shoulder pad.
Gotcha.
And it has like the Tyrannosaurus fucking sigil.
A pauldron, if you will.
Exact pauldron. Thank you very much. And the last Zord remaining is the pterodactyl. And that's what the fucking final battle happens on the moon. But the big fucking like get the audience fucking like we have basically like a TIE fighter scene of the rebels getting to the moon. The last battle is going to take place on the moon. They're going to take down the fucking spoiler alert. They're going to win. They're going to take down the fucking fortress. That's basically the one from the TV show. Again, we're just throwing some money at it so it looks a little bit cooler. But that's where we're going to see Scorpina. That's where we're going to fucking see Babu, the fucking blue monkey alien. We're going to see Finster, the one making. We're going to see a ton of fucking putties.
Can we get the pig head guy?
Fuck yes, we can get the pig
All right,
head.
cool.
We were going to have him eat somebody. That's with a giant fork and knife, but I'm going to make it look like a barbarian. It's going to
Think about that shit the next time at the barbecue.
So what happened was, even though the Rangers fell and Draken collected a lot of the coins, there were remnants of power. So our final scene, not our final scene, but like leading into the third act, the power is like divided, almost like how Thor did it shitty. But we make it a big plot point that our like from point A to point B in this film is finding a way to further break down the fucking power to just kind of zhuzh everybody up. So no one's going to be in full head-to-toe spandex, but there's going to be nods to what's come before in all the fucking seasons. So someone has the fucking Alien Ranger sword, someone has the fucking Zeo daggers, all that sort of shit, and that's where we get a second bite at the Zord apple, because some full Megazords are going to show up, fight giant fucking monsters. It's going to be a big, loud...
kaiju action.
Fuck yes, bro. And it's going to be like big and loud. It's not going to be all the way stupid. We're going to go for like Hunger Games level of stupid. Our fucking subplot is going to be really based about like what's more important, like your blood or how you're raised, and that's going to be the big difference between our Red Ranger and fucking Draken. They have the big fight at the end. She fucking stabs him with the broken fucking sword. She winds up taking fucking Saba. The movie fucking ends. There's a White Ranger. We're rebuilding civilization. Our fucking post-credit scene, the fucking robot army from the like second or third series of Power Rangers, they're on the fucking horizon. My sequel is going to be, they just fucking took care of Draken, now there's an alien invasion. And our like subline is going to be, Draken is going to have this evil bad guy speech in the third act about how like the fucking power is his. It's power that's taken, not power that's given, and we're going to steal from fucking one of the greats. We're going to steal from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because anyone can be a fucking ranger, and that's where we see old as fuck Bulk and Skull limping into battle with a fucking, you know, mastodon tank and shit. Loud, stupid, fun, colorful, badass. We never go beyond PG-13. We're not doing a Conan fucking thing, but this is like a post-apocalyptic Final City, Mad Max, moon battles. It's gonna be fucking ridiculous.
All right. I am indeed a suit.
Yes, you're very suity.
The bottom line does count for a lot over here. Let me ask you this though: critical acclaim means ultimately a lot of ducats. Surprised if we could put that stamp on the fucking our Rotten Tomato score is high enough, we'll promote it. Are we going to focus on the traditional, terribly laughable bad acting of the Power Rangers history?
So we're keeping all the colorful fun, but we are full on using adults. So we're going for all those actors that Marvel hasn't picked up yet. So we're getting the guy from The Bear. He's gonna be like the main Black Ranger. We're going out to
the wrestling movie.
Nice.
He's doing the what's it
fucking about the four brothers. It's gonna bother me now. Just not mullets, but just bowl cuts for the lot of them. We're going with those people that really just haven't gotten that one bigger check yet, and we're not going to give them that big check. We're going to keep this budget tight. Again, lots of practical fucking effects.
Well, basically using interns. My question is this: give me the comparable to the level of sophistication, so I can lock it in my mind.
This is going to be, the speeches are going to be like Dune level, high art, Shakespearean. We're putting the stakes high. And then I'm counterbalancing with that, like, also you're going to be able to buy some toys. You're not going to feel like a dick.
Just for the fact that now I want to see how this motherfucker's going to pull off. That is a fucking green light. Get to work, you peon son of a bitch.
I am part of the union.
You're not union. Oh, fucking goddamn it.
But you said yes, so now you got to wait. Yeah, I'm very proud that came in. We're not even at the top floor. I'm very proud of myself. The one bit of dialogue I did write, I'll just give you the 10-cent version of. There's this amazing scene. I pretty much...
Remember what I said about bad acting?
Yes, I basically wanted to fix what I thought was a big flaw in the new Star Wars trilogy, and that's like Kimberly's not dying when she gives the speech to like the fucking people. It's like
she's gonna float in space.
She's not gonna float in space at all, but she is gonna basically. They're at what equates like the cutesy thing that's hidden in the background between you and I is you're gonna know that this was the old like juice like the juice stand that they used to go to. That's like where
like their version of the peach
so
pit.
Like you see like a sign in the back is going to be the only way you fucking know, because it's become this like rebel outpost. And again, we're using all the blasters as like guns, so like you see a row of some of the old school blasters, and they're corny and can become knives, but no one makes it a knife. she's gonna have one of those fucking like big speeches, almost out of like Rocky Balboa, where it's like it's going to be, the punchline is like anyone can be a ranger. It's always been all of us protecting the world, but the side dish, the thing you're gonna take away with it, it's gonna be about when you make a decision in this life, you see it through. And we're deciding to fight. We decided not to let this obvious, better armed, better prepared, stronger, faster, younger. We decided, go fuck yourself.
Better dressed.
Better dressed, much better dressed, because again, I'm talking, we're going bright colors on this shit. And that's going to be like if she can fucking muster it, because she's very talented. She just had a ton of opportunities. But this is going to be Amy Jo Johnson's like, fuck yeah, I'll take a pay cut if I get to do this speech.
That'll be her curtain call.
The swelling fucking music. And I think what's great is that's going to fucking, like, immediately after that is when you see what you think is just a pterodactyl. Because, like, people don't want to go.
This is my request.
Hit me.
During that speech, I want a shot counterbalancing the new faces with a montage of all the that came before.
I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Way to elevate. Well done.
It says a lot about you and a lot about my corporate powers.
Are you the one good suit?
I think I am. I think I might be. But Charlie, that is a fucking absolute green light. We're gonna make it happen. Come to the theaters soon. Make sure to spend your money and buy popcorn.
Power Rangers Legacy Lost.
That's really how the theaters make their money. But Charlie,
yes?
Please tell all the nerds and geeks and comic book freaks how we wrap each and every episode of US Comics Cast, would you?
Oh, I will, but I need you to pantomime for me and show them without blocking my script, because first, you gotta turn the power on. Then you gotta turn the volume up. Then you gotta tune Band Marion. Open up the window wide and scream out into the night sky. Say yeah, my space girl. We out.
The windows are boarded up. Outside the burned out truck. The siren